All right, let's just jump right into a nightmare scenario. Imagine you wake up tomorrow, you check the news, and that's the headline staring back at you. The consequences would be instant, and they wouldn't just be over there. They'd affect every single one of us, right here. It's the scenario nobody wants to talk about, but one we all need to understand.
So let's put it on the table. That unthinkable headline is now a reality. What happens in those first critical 24 hours? And trust me, we're not talking about strongly worded letters to the UN or emergency meetings. We're talking about a violent, immediate chain reaction. And in this explainer, we're going to walk right up that escalation ladder, one terrifying step at a time.
So you might be thinking, how on earth could this even happen? Is this even realistic? Well, believe it or not, in the shadowy world of Middle East geopolitics, this isn't some far-fetched fantasy. It's a terrifyingly plausible next step based on a pattern of events that's already in motion. And if you look at the recent past, you can see this really clear and really dangerous pattern emerging. The idea of a red line that can't be crossed? It's gone. The US took out Iran's most powerful general, Qasem Soleimani. Israel has taken out leaders from Hamas and Hezbollah. The precedent for assassinating top-tier figures is already there. This isn't just theory anymore. Okay, so the spark has been lit. The unthinkable has happened. What's the next move? Well, it's Israel's turn. And their playbook for something like this isn't about getting even. It's not an eye for an eye. It's about something much, much bigger. And this right here is the absolute key to understanding everything that comes next. See, most countries might go for a proportional response. You hit us, we hit you back. But that's not Israel's way. They operate on what's called the overwhelm doctrine. The idea is simple. Hit back so hard, so decisively, that your enemy and anyone else watching never, ever dares to try something like that again. After the assassination of a prime minister, you can bet that doctrine would be unleashed with full force.
And this would all happen so fast. We're talking hours, not days. First, a formal declaration of war. Then, almost immediately, Israeli jets would be in the air, streaking towards Iran. But they wouldn't just be hitting barracks. Oh no. They'd be going for the jugular, Iran's nuclear facilities. And at the exact same time, on the ground inside Iran, Mossad agents would be getting to work, starting a whole new cycle of retaliation against the very people who might have given the order.
But here's the thing, a war between Israel and Iran is never just a war between Israel and Iran. For decades, Iran has been preparing for this exact scenario, building what they call the axis of resistance. You can think of it like a series of tripwires planted all around Israel, designed to turn any direct attack into an absolute regional firestorm. And boom, just like that, those tripwires are triggered. From the north, in Lebanon, Hezbollah unleashes a storm of rockets. We're talking tens of thousands of them, aimed at Israeli cities. From the south, Hamas in Gaza escalates every attack it can. And then, from way down in Yemen, the Houthis start launching drones and long-range missiles, not just at Israel, but at one of the world's most important shipping lanes in the Red Sea. Suddenly, Israel isn't fighting a war over there, it's fighting a war on all sides, completely encircled. Now, fire this big doesn't stay in one region for long. It's just too big, too explosive. And you can bet the first global power to get sucked right into the middle of it would be the United States. There's really no way around it. Think about this number for a second, 40,000. That's roughly how many American troops are scattered on bases all across the Middle East right now. The moment this war breaks out, every single one of them becomes a potential target. Every US base becomes a bullseye for Iranian retaliation. And the US response would be almost automatic. First, those formal security promises to Israel, they get activated. Immediately, you'd see US aircraft carriers plowing through the water towards the Persian Gulf. And it wouldn't be long before US fighter jets are in the sky, right alongside Israeli planes, hitting Iranian targets. In the blink of an eye, this goes from Israel's war to America's war.
And this is where we get to the top of that escalation ladder, the final rung, the part that, frankly, should scare everyone. The very real possibility of nuclear weapons and the absolute certainty of a global economic crash.
Just look at the stakes on the table. Iran is so close, literally weeks away from having the raw material for a bomb. A massive attack from Israel and the US could be the very thing that pushes their leadership to say, okay, that's it, we're building it now. And on the other side, Israel has its own secret but very real stash of nukes. We'd be staring at a situation we've never seen before in human history. Two nuclear-capable states and an all-out direct war. Now look, the odds of a nuke actually being used are still low. But the most terrifying part is that the odds are no longer zero. And that single fact changes everything.
The entire planet would be holding its breath, while other powers like Russia and China watch from the sidelines calculating their next move.
But you know what? Even if nobody pushes the button, the economic shockwave is guaranteed. And it all starts with this number, 20%. That's how much of the world's entire oil supply has to squeeze through one tiny little waterway right off the coast of Iran, the Strait of Hormuz. The second that war breaks out, that strait effectively shuts down. No oil tanker is going to risk getting blown up. The insurance costs alone would be astronomical. So what happens to the price of oil? It doesn't just go up, it launches into orbit. We're talking a jump from $80 a barrel to over 150, maybe even higher, practically overnight. So, okay, $150 barrel of oil. Who cares, right? That's just some abstract number for traders on Wall Street. Wrong. What does that number actually mean for you?
Well, you'll feel it every single time you go to the gas station, that's for sure. You'll feel it in your grocery bill, because guess what? All that food has to get to the store on trucks that run on diesel. If you own a small business, your shipping and logistics costs just went through the roof. Your 401k, your retirement savings, they're going to take a massive hit from the market chaos. At that point, a global recession isn't just a possibility, it's pretty much a guarantee.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The scariest part of this whole thing isn't one single action. It's not the assassination itself, as horrible as that is. It's the chain reaction. It's that first domino falling, and then the next, and the next. An unstoppable cascade that no leader, no country can control once it starts.
When you really look at it, the lines that seemed impossible to cross just a few years ago have already been left in the dust. The entire region is a powder keg, and the fuse just keeps getting shorter and shorter. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What do you think happens next?